Welcome to my today's vlog. Today I'd like to briefly introduce you to the 3D printers, one of the most exciting technologies shaping modern manufacturing and creativity. So let's start. A 3D printer is a machine that creates physical objects from digital designs instead of cutting or shaping material like traditional machines. A 3D printer works by building an object layer by layer using materials such as plastic, resin, or even metal. This method is called additive manufacturing. In simple words, you can imagine it and design it, a 3D printer can relate. So, a 3D printer is transforming industries, reducing producing time, cutting costs, and enabling innovation like never before. That's why it's becoming an essential tool for business studies, designs, and creations. So, now let's go for the next one. How does a 3D printer work? Now, the 3D printer creates objects using a process called additive manufacturing, which means it builds items layer by layer instead of cutting or shaping material like traditional methods. The process begins with the 3D model designed on a computer. This design is then converted into very thin slices or layers using special software called a slicer. The printer reads these slices and starts printing them one on top of another. Depending on the type of printer, it may use melted plastic, liquid resin, or metal powder. For example, in most common printers, a heated nozzle melts plastic filament and deposits it preciously on where needed. As the material cools, it becomes solid, forming the shape of an object. This continues layer by layer until the full 3D object is complete. In simple terms, the computer designs it, printer sizes it, then it builds it one layer at a time until your idea becomes real. So let's go to the next one. Types of 3D printers. Now this is very interesting. The first type is the FDM printer, which is the most common and beginner friendly. It works by melting plastic filament and depositing it layer by layer to build an object. These printers are affordable and great for everyday prototypes and functioning parts. Next, we have an SLA printers, which uses liquid resin instead of melting plastic. These printers harden the resin using a UV light source. SLA produces very smooth and highly detailed metals, making it popular for jewelry designs, dental molds, and miniatures. Finally, the SLS printers, which are powered materials using nylon, a laser fuses the power layers by layer, creating a strong, durable, and complex objects without the need of support structures. This type is used for professional industries like aerospace and engineering. So, in summary, FDM is affordable and practical, SLA is precise and detailed, SLS is strong and professional grade. For other printers, you can read it from this here. So now for the next one. Why is 3D printing printers is useful? 3D printers are incredibly useful because they allow us to turn ideas into real objects quickly and affordably. Instead of waiting days or weeks for manufacturing, a 3D printer can create a prototype within hours. This makes it a powerful tool for designs, engineers, students, and businesses. One major benefit for customization: 3D printing lets you create objects in any shape or design you want, whether it is a personalized product or a medical model or a part that fits a specific need. It also cost effective, especially for small batch production. You need to you don't need expensive molds, machines, or large factories. A simple 3D printer can produce items on demand. 3D printing also reduces waste because it only uses material required for object. This makes it more environmentally friendly compared to the traditional manufacturing. Finally, it fuels innovation by giving people the freedom to experiment, design new products, and bring creative ideas to life. In short, 3D printers are useful because they are fast, affordable, customizable, efficient, and open the door to endless possibilities. Now, next, common things you can print. One of the most popular uses in the household items. You can create things like phone stands, storage organizers, key holders, and kitchen tools, all customized to your needs. Next, 3D printers are widely used for miniature and models. Next, whereas for gaming, decoration, and architecture models or collectibles, 3D printing allows highly detailed creations. Another major category is the functional parts of and prototypes. You sometimes break at home like a clip knob or a small plastic component. You can simply print a replacement. Business also uses 3D printing to test product designs quickly before full production. Students and learners benefit too. By printing educational models such as scientific structures, engineering parts, and historical objects in simple terms, 3D printers let you create a practical items, creative designs, and real working parts all of your desk. The possibilities can continue to expand as the technology grows. How the 3D printing objects business works. The business starts with a customer shares his idea or design. Sometimes they bring a ready 3D model and sometimes they only have a concept. In that case, the business helps by creating or modifying the design. Next, the design is set to slicing software which prepares it for printing by converting it into thin layers. Once ready, the 3D printer begins creating the object layer by layer using filament, resin, or other materials. After printing is complete, the object goes through the post processing. This can include sanding, polishing, painting, or assembling to make the final product look professional and clean. Then the finished items is packaged and delivered to the customer either through pickup or courier services. Finally, the business also earns from bulk orders, custom designs, repairs, and print on demand services with the right marketing and product quality. This mode becomes profitable and scalable. In simple words, the business works by turning ideas into real objects, providing customization, quick production, and relatable service. How do the sale in 3D product objects work and how does the market and competition works? Here, the sales process usually start by with the customer demand. Customer comes with a requirement, maybe a customized item, a replacement part, a gift, or a prototype. You either price it based on the material used, time taken, or complexity of design. Once the customer approves the code, the object is printed, finished, and delivered. Many businesses also set up online ordering systems, allowing customers from anywhere to submit designs and place order easily. In terms of market, the 3D printing industry is growing fast. People want personalized items, faster manufacturing, and affordable custom solutions. Industries like engineering, education, real estate, robotics, medical, and hobby communities all create steady demand. This makes the market rich with opportunities for small and large businesses both. This is a competition too. Since 3D printing has become more popular, many new sellers enter the market to stay ahead. Business focus on the things like better print quality, faster delivery, good finishing, competitive pricing, unique designs. Some also offer extra service like KCAD designs, repairs, and bulk manufacturing to stand out. Winning in this market is not about having the cheapest price, it's about delivering better quality, reliability, customer support, and customization. Business that stay updated with new materials, new printer technologies, and changing customers' needs remain competitive and successful. This is about the 3D printing competition and market. Now coming to the next one, how to beat competition in 3D printers. Here, there are 5 ways to beat. 1. Offer better quality than others. 2. Specialize instead of trying everything. 3. Provide custom design services. 4. Deliver faster than competitors. 5. Offer good pricing but don't be the cheapest. So these 5 things are very important. Only then we can sell and buy for the business competition. So okay, now let me tell you about the conclusion. 3D printing is no longer just a hobby technology. It has become a powerful business tool with its ability to create customized, precise, and complex objects quickly. 3D printing opens opportunities in almost every industry, from product designs to medical devices, architectures, education, and consumer goods. For enterprises, the success of a 3D printing business depends only not only on the owning goods but on offering value, quality output, and fast turnaround, customization, and strong customer service. Business that focus on innovation, specialization, and continuous improvement can easily stand out in a competitive market. In the end, 3D printing offers a unique combination of flexibility, low startup costs, and endless creativity, making it one of the most promising and fast growing business opportunities for the future. That is it, guys. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and press the bell icon for more latest updates. Thank you. Hello, guys. Welcome to today's vlog. Today I'm going to tell you all the answers about the 3D printers which you have given. So let's start. Okay, if you have to start this business in Bangalore, okay, let me tell you. As we look towards the future of innovation in Bangalore, one certain thing is certain. 3D printing is becoming a major force in product development and customized manufacturing. Our city, known as the major Silicon Valley of India, offers the perfect environment for a 3D printing business to grow with a tech-savvy customers, startup culture, and constant demand for creative solutions. Bangalore gives us a unique advantage. By starting this business here, we can provide rapid prototyping for startups, customized products for consumers, and manufacturing support for local companies. Our goal is not just to print objects but to offer value, quality, speed, and personalization. Okay, now after this, next one. Potential customers in Bangalore. Potential customers in Bangalore are these steps. 1. Tech startups and engineers. 2. College students and researchers, especially for those in Christ, Riva, MIT, RV, IISC. 3. Architects and interior designs. 4. Hospitals and dental clinics. 5. Product designs and freelancers. 6. Small businesses and shops. 4. 7. Hobbyists and general consumers. And 8. Local manufacturer units. All these eight ones are very important for to approach some potential customers in Bangalore. Now next, how to identify the customers. We can identify the customers in various ways. 1. Look for people with a problem that 3D printing can solve. Anyone needing a custom part, prototype, or unique item is a potential customer. This includes engineers, designers, students, hobbyists, and small businesses. 2. Observe local demand in your area. Check nearby colleges, tech parks, clinics, repair shops, and design studios. They often need models, mechanical parts, dental prints, and decorative items. 3. Find online communities such as the social media like people often post requests for repairs, custom builds, and project models. 4. Identify businesses that can save money with 3D printing. Manufacturing units, architects, and startups prefer 3D printing because it's cheap for small batches. These are customers who need regular printing support. 5. Track people asking for customization. Anyone who wants personalized items, unique designs, gift items, or miniatures is your customer. This is how we have to identify our customers. Now next one. How do customers know about your 3D printing business and places orders? To make customer aware of your 3D printing, you must create visibility both online and offline. First, you promote your services through social media, especially platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, and local community groups. Posting photos and videos of your printed items helps people easily understand what you offer. You can also list your business on Google Maps. So when people search for 3D printing near me, your shop appears with the contact details. Next, you connect with the nearby colleges, startups, architects, dental clinics, and repair shops. Distributing small business cards or brochures helps them remember your service whenever they need a model or part printed. Once people become aware of your work, you must make ordering simple. Customers should be able to place orders through WhatsApp, Instagram DM, email, or even small website. You can create one. You ask them to send a 3D model file, or if they don't have one, you help them design it or modify an existing file. After receiving the order, you provide the price and estimate time, confirm the project, and start printing when it's ready. So this is what how to customer knows about your trading business and place orders. Now coming to next one. To approach potential customers for your 3D businesses, the key is to proactive and build trust. To start by identifying people or businesses who regularly need customers models such as students, startups, architects, engineers, and small products designs. Once you know who they are, reach out to reach out with confidence. Begin by introducing your service in a simple and friendly way. You can visit colleges, design institutes, makerspace, or nearby companies and explain how 3D printing can help them save time, reduces cost, or improves their projects. Carry a few samples print so they can see the quality in their hand. This instantly builds credibility. Offline is equally important. Send polite introduction messages through LinkedIn, WhatsApp, or email. Share a small portfolio or photos of your earlier work. Make sure your communication is short, clear, and focused on how your service benefits them, whether for prototype, custom parts, or creative models. Offer small discounts for first time customers and promise quick delivery. Also remember to follow most business common from constant respectful flow up messages. Overall, approaching customers is about showing value, communicating clearly, make it easily for them. Need a complete 3D marketing business details to start. 1. Understand the business. A 3D business provides custom printed objects such as prototypes, models, tools, decorative items, and functional parts. 2. What you need to start. First, we have to buy a printer and then filaments, laptop for designing, basic tools, and designer skills. This is how we need to start. Decide what you will sell. For architecture, you need to sell buildings like that, and for custom objects, you need to sell toys, gifts, keychains, nameplates, miniatures, and for industrial users, jigs and fixtures, replacement parts, low volume production. This is all we have to sell. 4. Pricing strategy, very important. Material cost, price, printing time, design cost, post processing, profit margin. All of these are very important for pricing. 5. Setting up the business legally. Choose a business name, register GST, create invoices, keep payments modes like UPI, Paytm, or bank transfer. 6. Marketing your 3D printing business. Meaning for us to marketing, we need ads like Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, Google business profile, simple websites. Show your work. 3. C. Paid promotions. D. Local marketing are very important. With these, we can promote our businesses. 7. How customers will find you. Customers can reach you anywhere like Instagram, Google search, WhatsApp referrals, college contacts, LinkedIn, word of the mouth. Make sure your service is easy to order. Offer food doorstep delivery, give instant queues, share price lists, etc. 8. Growth strategy. Once you get stable orders, buy a second printer, offer designing services, expand to Ryzen printing, collaborate with designers, sell ready-made products on Etsy, Amazon, or Meesho. 9. Investment and profits. Initial investment. Printer should be 20,000 to 60,000. Filaments should be 5,000. Tools could be 2,000. Marketing could be 2,000. Total it will be 70,000 to 30,000. Monthly profit. Small setup can earn you 20,000 to 60,000. Medium setup 80,000 plus per month depending on the marketing and niche. Summary. Starting a 3D printing business is low investment, highly demand, easy to start from home, profitable with good marketing. And now let's go for the next one. Is this 3D printing business idea for Bangalore, especially in areas near to Panatur or any other places we can order? 3D printing business can work very well in Bangalore areas near Panatur or Mahatahali, Bellanur, Whitefield are actually strong locations because they have many tech companies, engineering students, design architects, and lots of online demand. Is 3D printing business good for Bangalore? Yes, Bangalore has a higher concentration of engineers, project designers, hardware startups, robotic labs, gadget enthusiasts, interior designers. All of them groups often need rapid prototyping, custom parts, miniature product model, and replacement components. Is Panatur a good location? Yeah, it might be a good location. Sometimes it might be say it can't be good because Panatur is a small area for us, and but it can be possible because there might be some tech parks after coming to the Martahalli road. With that, Panatur is near, so we can reach over there. Can customers order from anywhere? Yes. Customer can order anywhere from their home with the help of the website. What sells well in Bangalore? Engineering and startups. Prototypes for products, functional parts, robotic components, drone parts, enclosure for electronics, home and lifestyle, customized keychains, miniatures and figurines, nameplates, organization, RPs, school, college projects, architectural models, mechanical engineering products, working parts of competitions, repair and replacement, custom knobs, clips, appliances parts, 3D model of broken items, profit potential. Typical pricing can be 25 rupees to 40 per gram for PLA, 80 to 120 rupees per gram for resin prints, higher for the special materials. Tip: start with one PLA printer for general parts, one resin printer for detailed models, a simple WhatsApp Instagram page plus Google Maps listing. If you These are all about the business printing ideas for a Bangalore in a small area. So about a conclusion about this. Starting a 3D printing business in Bangalore, especially in and ground around Panatur, ORR, Bengaluru and Martelli is a strong and practical idea. The area has a high concentration of tech professionals, engineering students, designers and startups, all of whom regularly need custom parts and prototypes. You don't need a physical shop. You can run it on home and accept orders from anywhere in India through WhatsApp, Instagram, and courier delivery. Bangalore also provides consistent demand for engineering prototype, custom products, hobby item, and replacement parts. Whole of it's a viable and profitable business opportunity with good local demand and excellent online reach. This is all about a 3D printing business. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and press the bell icon for more latest updates. Thank you. Hello guys. Hello guys. Welcome to today's vlog. Today I'm going to tell you about more questions. Make sure to like, share and subscribe and press the bell icon for more latest updates. Thank you. Now, what do you mean by depositing? So, when we talk about deposition in 3D printing, we simply mean how the printer places the printing material layer by layer to build an object. Think of it like writing with a pen, but instead of a ink on paper. The printer lays down plastic, resin, powder, or metal, whatever the material may be. Different printers deposit material in different ways. For example, in FDM printers, a heated nozzle deposits melted plastic onto the print bed. It draws one layer, then another on top, and slowly the object grows upward. In resin printers, UV light cures liquid resin layer by layer. The resin isn't drawn like a pen, but the concept still deposition, solidifying each layer exactly where it is needed. And in SLS or metal printers, a laser fuses powered material. Again, one thin layer at a time is deposited and hardened before the next layer is added. So in simple words, depositing means placing or forming material in the right shape layer upon layer until your 3D model becomes a real physical object. Okay, now coming to the next one. What is UV light means? UV light or ultraviolet light is a type of light that comes from the sun and some artificial sources, but the important thing is this: we cannot see UV light with our eyes, it is invisible, but it has powerful energy. UV light sits just beyond the violet end of visible light on the spectrum. Because of its high energy, it can cause changes in materials. For example, it can make certain chemicals harden, glow, or react. This is why UV light is used in many technologies. It helps in curing resins in 3D printing, especially in SLA and DLP printers. 2. It is used in medical sterilization to kill germs. 3. It is used in security features like the UV ink in currency. 4. Even your sunburn comes from UV rays. So when we say UV light, we mean an invisible but powerful form of light that has the ability to create chemical reactions in the 3D printing world. UV light is extremely important because it solidifies liquid resin in strong, accurate parts layer by layer. Now, how Printer takes 3D designs from software and translates into printing speech. Here, the process begins with the 3D model, which is created using design software like Fusion 360, Blender, or Tinkercad. This model is just a digital shape, it cannot be printed directly. So the file is first exported usually as an STL or OABJ file. Next, the file is loaded into Slicer software. The slicer is extremely important because it acts as the translator between the design and the printer. What the slicer does is break the entire 3D model into hundreds or thousands of thin horizontal layers. It also decides how much material the printer should use, the speed, temperature, support structures, and many other printing settings. Once the slicer is done, the software generates a special set of instructions called G-code. This G-code is the language the printer understands. It tells the printer exactly where to move, how fast to move, when to deposit materials, and when to stop. Finally, the G-code is sent to the 3D printer either through a memory card, USB, or Wi-Fi. The printer reads these instructions and begins printing layer by layer from bottom upwards. Slowly, the object takes shape until the final real-world product is complete. Now coming to the next one. What is mold means? A mold is basically a hollow shape or cavity that is used to form materials into specific designs. You can think of it like a container or a template that decides the shape of the final product. For example, when you pour melted chocolate into a star-shaped mold, the chocolate cools and becomes a star. The same idea is used in industries, but with materials like plastic, metal, silicone, or rubber. A mold can be made from metal, plastic, or other strong materials depending on what you're creating. The process is simple. 1. The material goes in soft or liquid form into the mold. 2. It takes the shape of the mold. 3. Once it hardens or cools, it is removed as a solid project. Molds are used everywhere around us. Mobile cases, toys, car parts, kitchen utensils, and even medical equipment are made using molds. The biggest advantage of the mold is that it allows manufacturers to produce many identical products quickly and accurately. This is what the mold means. Now coming to the next one. How Slicer software works. Once we finish creating a 3D model, the printer cannot understand it directly. This is where Slicer software comes in. The Slicer software acts like a translator between 3D design and the 3D printer. First, the 3D model is imported into the slicers. The software then cuts the model into hundreds or thousands of thin layers, just like slicing a load of bread. These small slices helps the printer understand how to build the object step by step from the bottom to the top. Next, the slicer adds important instructions such as the printing speed, temperature, infill strength, and support structures if the design has overhanging parts. After the processing, the slicer converts the design into a G-code file, which is the language that 3D printers can read. Finally, the printer follows this G-code line by line, laying down the material layer by layer until the object is completely printed. So in simple words, the slicer prepares design slices into layers, generates printing instructions, and sends those instructions into the printer. Without slicer software, a 3D printer would not know what to do. Now coming to the next one. What is KCAD? KCAD, which stands for Key Consumer Acquisition and Demand, simply refers to how a business finds customers, understands what they need, and turns that demand into sales. In the 3D printing business, KCAD is very important because the market is wide and the needs are very different for every customer. First, KCAD focus on identifying who your key customers are, whether they are students, startups, designers, engineers, hobbyists, or local businesses that need custom objects. Once we know who they are, we study what they are looking for: prototypes, miniatures, models, customized gifts, spare parts, or business branding items. Next, KCAD involves attracting these customers by showing them the value of your service. This can be done through online marketing, social media, word of mouth, or partnership with schools and local businesses. The goal is to create consistent customer demand of your 3D printing services. Finally, KCAD helps us build long-term customers instead of just one-time orders. We focus on customers experience fast service, high-quality prints, affordable prices, so they return again and again. That is about the KCAD, also known as Key Customer Acquisition and Demand. Now coming to the next one. 3D model. How to learn 3D modeling? What is actually 3D modeling? 3D modeling simply means creating objects on the computer in three dimensions: length, width, and height. Instead of drawing on a flat paper, we build shapes in digital space that we can rotate, zoom into, and view from all angles. These digital models can be anything: a phone case, a cartoon character, a building, a robot part, or even a full car. Once a model is created, it can be used for animations, video games, movies, architecture, or sent directly to a 3D printer to make the object in real life. So, in simple words, 3D modeling is the art of turning imagination into a digital realistic object. Now, how do we learn 3D modeling? Learning 3D modeling is like learning a new creative language. You begin by understanding the basics: shapes, tools, and how objects move in 3D space. Then you start practicing making simple models first, such as cubes, cups, or keychains. Slowly, you build more complex designs. There are many beginner-friendly software options like Tinkercad, Fusion 360, Blender, or SketchUp, and they all offer free tutorials. The more you practice, the more your creativity grows. Constantly is the real secret. One small model every day builds a strong skills. In the end, 3D modeling is not just a technical skill, it's a creative ability that helps you turn ideas into reality. Anyone can learn it step by step with patience, curiosity, and practice. Alright, guys, that is the video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and press the bell icon for more latest updates. Thank you.